So this is going to be the first of many training vlogs. We did a whole session yesterday. The coding just messed up. So we're doing a redo today, and we're going to do it right. What's on the agenda today is, I like to call lower tentacles. We're doing quad oriented day. Got a whole bunch of different movements and stuff. So we're going to get into the one thing before we start the session is something I want to talk about. And this is something that people overlook a lot, and that is logbooks, right? So for me specifically, anytime I'm walking in the gym, I'm filling out my logbook, I'm planning out my workouts. I usually do the same movements every single time, and I've been doing the same movements for years. But I specifically like to feel like I'm putting pen to paper, writing everything down, and really feeling grounded with what I'm doing. Logbooks are a good way to track your progress, but a lot of people hyperfixate on them and think that if the logbook's not moving, that they're not growing, but that's not the case. I think that a logbook is good because as bodybuilders, we track everything. And for me specifically, I want to see what I'm doing every single time, but it also allows me to have control of my workouts. It lets me plan it. It makes me understand the weight that I'm moving and how I'm doing in those movements. So my logbook specifically, I write down how I'm feeling that day. I will write down the movement of, if it was good or it was bad, or if something's hurting that day, because I think it's important to understand that aspect of your training, because everyone overlooks it. Oh, you're not feeling good? Okay, well, why did your lift suck the prior week? Well, I wasn't feeling good. But if you write that down, you understand when you look back at that you were sick, and that you can take that into account going into your next session of quads or back or chest. So I'm gonna write out this workout, and then we'll get started with our warm-ups. All right. Some warm-ups, warmies. We gotta get warmies before we obliterate our quads, our quadriceps. Such a smooth machine. I feel like people just skip past the idea of warm-ups and they just go right into working sets. I know it's people have arguments for it, there's studies for it, but I'd rather warm up, be better safe than sorry. I mean, we go for longevity here, not short and sweet. I like warming up with hamstring curls, kind of warm up my knees, warm up those secondary muscles, so that way we're primed and ready. I don't want to be hurting. All right. We got adductions. We got this beautiful Nautilus machine. I feel like this is a common missed thing for a lot of people, is that they skip out on training their adductions and their adductors. I mean, that's really what's going to fill in that gap on those front leg shots. A lot of people skip on past that, and it's a common thing that you see where people's legs aren't filled in all the way, and a lot of it has to do with their adductors. I make sure that this is a top of the movement for majority of my leg days, adductors and abductors specifically, because it's something that with the length of my legs specifically, I want those parts to be filled out because it adds more mass, especially to some of the side shots and kind of front shots. But I want to make sure that those are filled in as much as possible. This one is a pretty one. I go pretty heavy on these. So let's go. Squeeze. 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 So our main mover for the day is going to be the Cybex leg press. This thing is phenomenal. I specifically enjoy this machine a lot because it allows me to give really good knee flexion without sacrificing anything. Ever since I fractured my foot, there's specific movements that I just don't feel comfortable doing. This Cybex leg press is an old school one. It's really good in terms of how smooth it is, but it allows me to keep tension on the quads where like I don't have to lock out and I don't have to go super in depth, but it allows me to push a really good weight that is challenging. All right, so we're gonna weight match to the last time we did the Cybex. We did 470 last time, but that was before we started our aggressive mini cut. So I want to keep the same weight to kind of really keep the weight where it was. I don't want to push back. I want to hold on to as much muscle as possible here. So we're gonna match the weight. We're definitely not gonna match the reps, but we're gonna do 470, 5 plates per side, and a 10 on each. 4 or 5. Thank you for the assist, dearest.
Dude, I did over half of it.
You didn't do half of it. I loaded it up pretty well.
I did 4, 2, 6.
Oh. If I die, I die, I guess. That feels fucking heavy. Here we go. Oh. I'm going good. Two more. It's 8.
Push, push, push.
One more. Let me get a pause.
Push, push, push.
Good thing I ate my Wheaties. Oh. So we got back offset doing, I don't even know what it is. We got 410. We had 9 reps, top set of 470. A little drop off. Ironically, it was not ironically, but it was a good match too. The last time we did the Cybex, I almost matched the reps. Last time I had 12, so a little shy. Let me get that 1 second pause at the bottom. Real slow and controlled. Two more. Last one, big pause. I'm gonna slow it, control. Fuck. Good pause. Fuck. Okay. All right, next up on the agenda, we got Smith machine, Bulgarians. Not a lot of gyms just have this laying around. Bulgarian split squats are kind of money for me for my height. Just kind of an overall really good leg grower. But the variation we're doing today is, I stole this from Jordan Peters. He did it on a Smith machine with this piece right here, a little bit more stability. All right, first set, we're gonna get some money. So, tragedy has stricken at Iron Lair. Someone broke the pin on the Gym Leco leg extension. So we're not gonna do those today. And I really don't wanna do sissy squats on the hack squat because my knees are kind of fried. So we're gonna finish up with standing calf raises. 4 sets, 15, relatively decent weight. Not too heavy, not too light. Kind of just pump it out and work on it. This is something that I have not done as much as of recent just because I did fracture my foot about 3-4 months ago. So it still gets sore after we do a lot of like quad movements just because I end up on my toes a little bit more. So let's get into it. No, it's not the weight. My feet are just slippery.